Is that moving? Yes, it is. Hi there. Welcome to CrochetRocks. Tracy here. And this is another So Far Sofa Sunday. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And hopefully you'll get some, notifications when videos pop up. That's the theory. So this is a So Far Sofa Sunday, and boy have I got a lot of whips that are new. I've only brought one old whip in, and the rest are all new. So I've got all these things on the go, and I've got loads of old ones that are like UFOs, which we won't talk about. And I know one of them is Gary's blanket, which Jane will tell me off and make me get it out soon. Well, she keeps telling me to, and I will do it, especially as the winter months are coming. Put the heating on this morning, so it's almost cold enough to do it. Okay, so I've been doing a few bits and pieces, and it started off that I had this little bee in my bonnet about let's get all of those out. That one's free. That one, oopsie, not that there. I started doing all these swatches because I had these ideas for stitch combinations. Pumpkin almost escaped. Keeps trying to escape, that one. And yeah, oh goodness. So this was one of them, and I like the way it kind of worked up. It's got a kind of an in and outy vibe. That's what it looks like on the other side. This is the right side. This is the right side. But they're obviously identical. You can only tell by the bottom strip. But that was one texture. And this was the one I liked the most. This texture. I really liked this. So basically they're all the same kind of idea, but with different stitches to do it with. Now this and the bottom and the top are just plain, but this here is the actual stitch. So I've done something with that one. I'll get to that in a minute. So then there was this one, which again I kind of like, but you can see that I think I did this bit different to that. This was going in the same alternates. This was going in the same stitch. Again, you can see it has an almost ribbon effect. So there's lots and lots of potential for this. So to do the one I showed you in the beginning would make a good scrubby because of that texture. And if you use, this is just Poundland Aran, but it's not the softest one. Some of them work up. It probably would be if you washed it, I don't know, but it feels kind of slightly stiff. So I dropped down the hook size, and it would make a really good kind of scrubby. I know you guys across the pond love a scrubby. So then I decided to give it a try with the oopsie, I got it caught up there, with the Stylecraft Fusion yarn, which I'd used to make one of my pumpkins, and a hat. I'll show you that soon. But this was the two-tone kind of oatmeal-y colour in it, and I made this one. That's that way round. So I decided then to start making a few things, and I made a cowl, and I did it with the one that I really like, the stitch that I really like, and I did it using stripes. So this is my cowl, and this is just Poundland yarn, Poundland DK Baby blue and grey, and that's my cowl. So I might do tutorials for these, maybe. There it is up close. I quite like it. It's kind of got this sort of, I don't know, what would you say? It reminds me of something. Probably reminds me of a dress I used to have as a child, you know. This is a different one altogether, and I decided to get some chunky yarn out, which was this one with the little coloured fleck. You can just about see the darker pink flecks in there. I've been sitting on this, well, not literally, it's not like an egg or anything, but I've been that yarn's been in my stash for so long, and I thought I'd just make a blanket with it. So here it is, and up close, there you go, that's the pattern. but I'm just making it's much pinker than it actually looks. There you go. It's a lovely baby squishy soft pink. So I'm making this blanket just to get rid of the yarn really, and if I like the blanket at the end of it, I'll do a tutorial on that blanket. This is only a drop in the ocean. So let's get these out of the way before I knock them over. I did I started a new beginner's course, and as I did it in the mindset of a beginner who doesn't even know how to hold the hook, you know, how to kind of sort tension out, or how to do a chain. So it's kind of taking it back to getting started is number one, and then we'll go through a few stitches, then we make a project. So we got up to the stage of, I did one that was the UK kind of double crochet, which is single in the US. Then I did treble, half treble, which is half double. Then I did treble, which is double. And then I did a bit of shaping as of slip stitching, and we did one for shaping so that we would get to the stage where we could do these pumpkins, because obviously there's a little bit of shaping going on around this area, gets fatter. This one looks like a capsicum pepper, doesn't it? But I've got, these are all made with the same dimensions, they're just different yarns. I put twigs in. So this one is Poundland Aran, which feels softer than the other Poundland Aran. This one is Stylecraft Special Aran in the orange, which I think it's called Spice. And this one is oh my goodness, what is it? I think it's Stylecraft Special Aran in Sun. I think it's called Sun. Saffron. Yeah, I think it's saffron. And although these are identical, I stuffed it in a different way and made this one squattier, but that is exactly the same pattern. And I go into how you can make that your own. And again, this one is exactly the same dimensions and everything, but it's chunky. And this is the fusion yarn, the Stylecraft Fusion, where this one has got orange and a little bit of kind of browning going on. So those are my pumpkins, and I'll show you in the video how you can make all those different kind of sizes and stuff. And there's my little bowl. I'm gonna sneeze, sorry. Boy, am I glad I paused it at that point. I really am glad I paused it, because that was the biggest, most horrendous sneezing fit I've had in a long while. 3 massive earth shatterers, and I had to blow my nose afterwards. But I think the reason is because I had my jabs. I've been double jabbed. I had my flu and then I had the COVID, and I think, you know, where you get these little bits of it running around your system, it's made me sneeze. So then I decided, I had this rainbow yarn pack sitting on my shelves for a long time, and it's really lovely soft rainbow yarn, and I wanted to make something with it, so I decided to make this. And this is a blanket. The only drawback to this is you get all these ends. Now there would be twice as many ends, but I work one in as I go. But the one at the end of the row, because the new row starts a different colour, I can't do that. If I'd done 2 rows of each colour, I could have got rid of them all, but I don't know what it would look like. It kind of looks better doing 1 row of each. Isn't that gorgeous? So I might do something else with these. So I had one colour pack which takes me up to there. Those are the colours of my colour pack. So I thought I didn't really want to stop at that, so I grabbed some Special Aran. That's a Poundland Aran. And then we go back to the actual colours again. So there's a couple, 3, 2 Special Aran and a Poundland one there, that make a little bit more colours to put into the blanket. And that's just a moss stitch blanket, and I'm making it with these absolutely gorgeous yarns. Okay, so now we get to the big bag. Now I made this, I don't know if I showed you this on my last video that I made, this of one of the sofa Sundays or not. It's upside down, but this is a new wrap of mine, and I made it with that really gorgeous red heart magic something yarn. It's got a glitz in it. Can you see? It is really beautiful. And I keep that in here, and if I get a bit cold I can always just warm myself up. But yeah, I made that one, and it's finished. And I know I did show this on my last video. This is my bag and I've got no further with it. I know it's only been a year or more, but it's shaped like a shopping bag. So you've got like this here is the bottom, and then the sides are the same, like all the way along. So it's a big square like this, and there's the side, front and back and bottom. So I kind of got no further with that one, but I do intend to finish it, which is why it's knocking around. Well, last night couldn't do any YouTubing, so I decided this thing that I've had in my head to make for the last 2 years, I'm going to do it. And that is with this. It's my Karen latte cakes that Gary bought me for Christmas one year. And I've got this one, which is gorgeous blue pink with an oatmeal-y kind of colour, all kind of lovely. Look at that. I love that one. So I've got that one, and he also bought me this colour, so they go together quite nicely. But also with this blue, and I've got 2 of these, so try not to undo it as I get it out. I am making myself, let me just make the loop bigger, hook down. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do it blue, because like I said, I've got 2 of these and I've probably got enough, but I wanted to put this in and then maybe this, because they all go together really well. There you go. Not yarn boobies unless you've got 3. So that's the yarns that I'm using. It's the Karen latte cakes. I've had them a long time, and I've often thought what I actually really want to do is make myself a poncho. Now I don't know if I've turned this inside out or not. I've got to get it in the right way. There we go, we're okay. So here we go. I've got that far. That's my poncho. I'm hoping that my hole's big enough. I know it is. It definitely is, but it's going to be cool because it's going to be like a wintry one, you know. I want it to be nice and snug. It definitely will be. Plus the weight will pull it out a bit more. But it's just a simple basic one, but I'm going to intersperse those colours in it. And that's my stitch marker. You know what? I've got a shop, as you all know, and it's at www.hobbyrocks.co.uk, and I sell a multitude of stitch markers. Plus I've got stitch markers coming out of my ears that I've got free in magazines and boxes and everything else. And what do I use? A piece of yarn. Just can't bother to get off my butt and go find it. So I made a hat, which you probably have seen on my channel. It's a little, this is a children's beanie, and this one fits Harley. So once I see him next, I'll give them the hat, because they didn't want me to put a pom-pom on it. So it's been on my sulky face kid mannequin, and I started another one, and this one's for Tyler. I've made it a little tiny bit smaller, but I need to know if I need to do one more round on it or not. So I need Tyler's head. Once I get Tyler's head, I'll be able to see if I've finished it or if it needs another row. So that one just lives inside that one for now. So those are my hats, and these ones I made with the Stylecraft Fusion in the blue, and it's got like blue with a little darker fleck. I really like this yarn. I've made about 3 or 4 different things with it now, and yeah, I really like it a lot. The other thing I did was a tutorial on how easy it is with my little trick. I nearly did it, didn't you? Nearly had a landslide. A little trick that I have to do the star stitch, and so this was the swatch I made for the tutorial, and this is just Poundland Peach Aran. But because I liked it, I decided, because of the way that my little trick makes it easier to do with any yarn, I'm making a blanket with this self-striping. Hang on, this isn't a blanket, this is a scarf that I'm making with the self-striping baby yarn that I made the baby bubbles blanket in. So that was what I did for the swatch for the tutorial. I made that one to show. This is the one I did on camera, I believe, and this one was a blanket. I've got so much of this yarn that I'm going to do a baby blanket with it, but there you go, it's the star stitch baby blanket, which isn't showing very well at this precise moment in time. So that's that one. There's more. Oh, there's more. Now, I made a cowl. I might have shown you this on my last one. I don't know if I did or not, but here it is. And I made this with the Stylecraft colour twist, and it's beautiful yarn, absolutely lovely. So I decided that as I made that, I was going to make myself, here it is, here's the yarn, I absolutely love it, love this yarn, make myself some fingerless gloves to match. And I'm doing them plain because, you know, you don't really need a pattern with this yarn. So I've done my cuff, and that's the chainless foundation treble, which is a chainless foundation double in the US, and just I think that is, I'm doing it with just double crochets, which are single in the US. I think I did toy with the idea of half trebles, which are half doubles, and I made a hat which I never showed anybody, and I don't know why, but here it is. It needs a pom-pom. Oh goodness, it's going to get stuck, but it does. The hats look hideous on me, but it will look better once I've got a pom-pom on it. And it's got, hang on, probably messed up my hair, it's got plaits along the side, and it's got one of these ear flap, but I've made an ear flap beanie, and I made that with the Boho Spirit chunky yarn because I've had it for so long, but isn't it beautiful colours? I love it so much. So that's that. Now I started making this. I don't know if you remember this, but it was a scarf which was going to be kind of like, you know, that goes around your back, and then these goes over like this, and so you've got like that at the back. But I've had this radical idea because I don't like the way it kind of flays out along these. It does actually sort itself out. I'll either carry on with it as it is, or I'll get to a certain length and then turn it into a shawl by going this way. See what it looks like. But that's this, and it's very glitzy. Look at that. And it was made with that's the Boho Spirit, which is over there. Goodness, it's all going to fall down. It's going to fall down around my ears. It's made with the Stylecraft Cabaret, but this one was a blue one. I think it was called, oh, I've forgotten, hang on, Lagoon, and that's what this one was. They discontinued Lagoon, but we have Ocean in its place. I was separating the colours out. I've got lots of little balls of where it's gone grey, where it's gone light blue, where it's gone that medium blue there. Like, look how bright that is. I love that blue. That is just so nice. And then where it's gone dark. It's very difficult to separate out because, you know, it's one of those that you just don't get much of. But when I first started that, I started it with this first. And so I had like obviously a yellow centre, and then I had the paint box, the Robin paint box, which I've got some left of, and then just a claret and a blue, which colours I got picked out of here. So there's a yellow, there's a blue, there's a pink, and there's a claret. So I was doing it with that, and I don't know whether to do anything with that or not, to be honest with you. And that is all my new whips, and one of my really, really old ones. So I've got enough of this to make a nice big floppy pom-pom. I did try and make one with my fingers and it went in the bin. That's what happened to the rest of this yarn. I'm not going to do that next time. I'm going to make it with a machine-y thing, you know, with the doodah. But this is the first time I've shown anybody my pom-pom, well, lack of pom-pom hat. I really like it, but hats don't really like me. The ones I made recently, which I can't find, which I made with the Amore Stylecraft Amore yarn, they actually do suit me, and probably wear those if I could find them, which I probably, I mean, obviously I will find them at some point, but I'm going to be warm and cozy this winter. And speaking from someone who really doesn't like to be hot, whether it will see much light of day remains to be seen. But those are my whips. And as I was kind of looking through, I forgot I started this, because I started doing more and more new things, and I actually came across that and thought, oh my God, I remember now that I was making that. But yeah, so been busy. And there's still more and more ideas in my head that I want to make stuff, but I really have been wanting to make that poncho for a very long time, ever since I got that yarn, which this Christmas will be 2 years. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Take care. And a little message: if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to CrochetRocks, because just recently I was part of an outage on YouTube, and this channel was blocked, sort of. So it would have been the only way I could have got on, but not all of you are subscribed to it. So if you haven't already, don't forget to head over to CrochetRocks. There is a link in the description box to it, and subscribe to that channel, because it's going to be the only one that, my backup, if you like. And it also should link hand in hand with my website, which is www.hobbyrocks.co.uk. And the Boho Spirit yarn in DK is the one that's on the yarn of the week. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it if I can remember at the end. But that one is on discount at the moment, so, and it's beautiful. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.